Hey guys, another day at U-Break We Fix Auto Repair. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're enjoying your weekend so far. So the plan for today is to take on another order. Let's see what we've got. So I've actually realized there's a story mode, which will just be this top order every time. And then there's these additional ones you can do. Ooh, that actually looks quite nice. I think for now, I'll just stick to the story mode and play the game whilst we learn how to do everything, and then eventually I guess there will be some insane orders that we can do. So we are level 3 now and get to do this one, and I'm assuming the tasks get more difficult but also more rewarding, so let's check this one out. Good morning, hello young man, please help me. I set off on a ride and my car stopped working. Oh no, that is actually the worst experience if your car breaks down mid-journey, especially in the morning. I've got a friend who recently broke down last week right in the middle of the busiest junction around, and yeah, it was pretty horrific. Fortunately, some good young man towed me to your workshop. Oh, well, shout out to this young man. Please see what you can do to get it up and running. Again, I have no idea what could have happened. Usually everything was working just fine after a 6 months break. Thanks for setting up a workshop here in the middle of nowhere. In the meantime, please allow me to use the restroom. Okay, I guess this person's gonna be taking a dump whilst we do this work. Yeah, well, let me try and do this as fast as I can then. Don't want to keep them waiting too long. So we need to change the oil, drain and refill, and then other tasks. It doesn't really give much away on the screen, but let's take the order and see what the full extent of this work is. So now if I go into the car status, should have a list of things to do. Oh my days. Yeah. Ooh, okay, these look familiar. Alternator, belt tensioner, cam gear. So this is what we did on Joanna's car, if you remember from last episode, and we've got spark plugs, serpentine belt. Yeah, so a lot of the same stuff. Oh, timing belt as well. Water pump. I know where these things are. I don't know where the starter is. I don't know where the clutch plate. Actually, I got a very rough idea where that is, but ignition wires. So a lot of the same stuff, but then also a few new things. So I do like the way the game introduces new bits and bats. But yeah, let's get it onto our car, lift A, and get cracking. Oh, so one thing I definitely need to do is change the oil first, or at least drain it before putting in a new one. And same with all the fluids. That's a really good place to start. Otherwise, when you do actually get around to doing it, stuff just starts leaking and it's not a good time. Oh, okay, cute little engine. All these little compartments. Right, where is everything? So that we can just fill up actually straight away. Let's get this one out of the way. It's just one that gets used up, so whenever it gets low, you can top up. So that was a nice, easy one to get out of the way. Drain tool. What else? We'll use the drain tool here. So for the coolant, they usually have another section where you can just top up, but I think because this is an old car, let me try something. I want to see if I can just drain it from the radiator. Okay, yeah. I guess for older cars, you just top it up directly in the radiator. You do learn something new every time, so that's good to know. The oil then, I need to actually collect in that thing. What's it called? Oil drain. Move equipment to car lift A. Use equipment. Okay, yeah. So this one's a bit simpler. You don't actually have to undo the cap. You just use the equipment and then move it back to its place. Cool. So that's all the liquids drained. Oh, nice. It's got a private number plate as well. Grandad. So it looks like Grandad was going to work and has had a few issues, but not to worry. We will get them sorted. So this does look slightly different to Joanna's car, but I'm guessing everything. Yeah, so the engine looks like it's sideways. Everything does seem to be roughly where it was, so shouldn't be too tricky. And let's start taking parts off then. So starter, we can take off. And then what I'm going to do is, as I go through and take things off, I'll just tick them off on here, just so I know what I've done and what needs doing still. Right, I think there's definitely going to be a fair few things on this side. Is it just the belt? Okay, the belt comes off. Maybe it's just the other belt. Yeah, so that's both the belts off, and now that should let me take off all these other bits. So that was the idler roller. What's this? Water pump. That looks absolutely horrific. Is it going to let me take the alternator off? Yep. So we've got water pump, alternator. But both of them are off as well. Cool. This looks okay, but to get into the timing cover, I'm going to have to take it off. So let's just put that to the side for now. And then also need to take off. Is it going to let me actually take this off now? Yeah, that's fine. We don't need to touch the power steering then. Then we've got our belt tensioner, which also looks in a right state. And then our cam gear head. Our timing belt as well, and cam gear head. Right, that's a few more things. So belt tensioner, cam gear head, and timing belt. So we have actually done a fair few things here already. Then over on this side, we've got the fuel filter. That is also in quite the state. Oh, okay, it's got fuel pump as well, so that's in the back of the car. Radiator is just right here as well. Let's get that sorted as well. Okay, that comes off nice and clean. Let's tick that off as well. Now, clutch plate, clutch release, and then these relays. I'm not too sure where they are. Oh my god, this might actually be quite the challenge to get into. Do I want to take off the drive shaft? Oh, let's do it. If that lets me get into the gearbox. I mean, usually I think this is such a mission to take off. If it lets me get into the gearbox, then happy days. Yes, okay. Right, that's not too bad. I thought we'd have to go from the top and dismantle the entire engine, which would have actually been a nightmare. Okay, so gearbox is off. There we go. Look at this rusty fellow. Clutch release bearing. That can come off. Okay, I need to take off the pressure plate. That looks okay. And then, oh wow, yeah. So this is when people burn their clutches. This is what it looks like. Or if you just use it, I guess, a lot. That does happen. And then what else have we got? I don't know where these relays are. That's a bit worrying. There's usually actually a relay box. I don't know if this car will have something like that. Or maybe, okay, fuse box. This might be a good shout. Yes, here we go. Relay type B. Type B. Oh, okay. It does say the percentage against them, so that one is at 1%. Get rid of that. And that one is also at 1%. The rest of these look okay. So, relay type A and type B, we've got them. And then let's get the spark plugs, and wow, we're actually nearly done. I need to know what this is though. Ignition wires. Those should just be... Oh, okay. I've accidentally found the ignition wires, but I will take them as well. Happy days. And then... Ah, perfect. The spark plugs are right there. Right, totally found them by accident, but when you're a mechanic, sometimes it just naturally comes your way. So let's just assume that's what's happened there. Ignition wires, and then the 4 sparks. Then we just got the fuel pump, so let's just get that as well. We'll do everything in one go. Yeah, there we go. Fuel pump. Take that out. Okay, so this is kind of cheating. In real life, obviously, you can't just put your hand through the car and grab it. In reality, to get to there, you have to take out the back seats and kind of go in through there. But anyway, we can do it this way, no problem. And let me get my shopping list then. Oh, it's going to be quite a big one, so... Add to shopping list. We'll get 4 of them. 1 of them. 1 of that. 1 of that. Cover is okay. Clutch plate. Clutch release. Gearbox. Those are fine. Oil filter, radiator, fuel filter, cam gear, timing belt, belt tensioner, alternator, water pump, idler roller, belt, starter, and I think that is it. Well, I say that is it. That's actually quite a big shopping list. So good thing we've got a decent amount of cash on hand from the previous orders. Otherwise, we might have had to ask for an advance from the customer. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and buy whatever I need. So see you in a minute. There's a few I can't get from here. So what I am going to do is try one of the other shops. Oh, okay, the electronics will definitely be a few of these. Yeah, ignition wires, and then our relays for sure. Yep, take one of them, one of them. Can we get the alternator from here? Yes, we can. Wow, it's actually quite expensive. 200. Starter is here as well. Oh, perfect. I don't think we can get... Oh, we can get spark plugs from here. Oh my god, I should have done this last time. I ended up going to the performance one and buying those super expensive ones. Wow, these are well cheap. Yeah, 6 each. And if I go to... Let me show you what I got last time. I came to this tune-up one. And then if I look for a spark plug, yeah, 25. So those are way more expensive. I'm sure Grandad isn't going to be revving his car too much, so... really shouldn't need the high performance ones. So yeah, that is everything, and now let's just get everything back in and we should be good to return this. New oil filter, new fuel pump, relay type A and relay type B. Put the cover back on, nice and secure. Then in the engine itself, there's a fair few parts here, so let's get our sparks in first. New one there. So with this one, you need to be careful you don't end up putting the exhaust manifold in. That's what I did last time, and you end up forgetting to put your spark plugs in and have to undo it later, which is a bit of a headache. But yeah, let's get these in, get the fresh ignition wires in, and then we can put this back on. Secure everything in place. Cool. What else have we got? Oh, we've got a load of parts that are going to go on this side, so let's get our cam gear on, our timing belt, the belt tensioner, the cover goes on next. The crankshaft pulley, that was okay anyway, but we just had to take it off in the meantime. Water pump, new one goes on. Alternator 2. New idler roller. Get our belts on, serpentine belt. And then the other one, so that gets everything moving and working in order. Fuel filter is done. Get the radiator on. That's another one sorted. So let's get our clutch plate on. Ah, nothing like a new clutch plate. It's gonna be so smooth. And then clutch release bearing, that one was also quite bad. And then gearbox is okay, not in bad condition at all. And then, oh, there we go. Starter, I don't know why I thought that was at the top of the car, but we'll remember that does go near the gearbox. So that's that in, and then we had to take the drive shaft off, right, just so we could get into the gearbox. If you ever have gearbox problems, you know why it's such an expensive job now, because they have to take out this massive piece of metal right along the way of the car. Okay, we've actually flown through that and done all the bits and bats. Then there is just the fluids to change now. So let's lower this down and do these last few bits. And we are done. So we've got our power steering hydraulic fluid. So that will make turning the steering a lot easier. And then we've got our... Oh, okay, we need to put coolant into the radiator itself. So like I mentioned earlier, this is on older cars only. On newer cars, you have a separate cooling reservoir, which is a bit easier than going directly into the radiator. But yeah, that's that done. Then the brake servo. Make sure the car does stop when you press the brake pedals. And then last thing to do is the oil itself. So we will just put that directly into the engine. Cool, that is done too. And then let's close the hood and have a last check, make sure we've got everything. Yep, okay, we can actually finish the order. Again, another one that doesn't look like anything's been done on the outside, but on the inside, trust me, oh, it's gonna be so smooth and so much nicer. So hopefully another satisfied customer. I'm actually glad we've helped Granddad restore this car. It does seem like he's probably been driving it all his life. So let's finish the order and hand it back. And there we go. Ooh, would you look at that? We've hit level 4 as well. Let's go. So that means we can take even bigger and better orders now. But yeah, anyway, that's all for now. I hope you have enjoyed as always. And if you have, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.